Hello everyone, this is me Utsap presenting you on the topic of case 3. As per my assessment 3 hours given hours, my roll number ends with 3, so the topic of my presentation will be database design for real estate property management system. Talking about the introduction of the database system used for real estate. So basically this report is maintained to show the design, development and implementation of a database for real estate property management system. The proposed database is designed to manage the property listing, agent details, customer details as well as sales transactions which are the very important part of the real estate industry. There are various SQL queries are used for data retrieval and manipulation, as well as MySQL is used for database records. Objectives. So there are various objectives of this project. The first one is to design a relational database that effectively meets data management requirement of the real estate industry, to implement the database using schema SQL, to develop the proper SQL for data retrieval, manipulation and report generation, to evaluate the performance of database so any future recommendation could be applied. Business rules. So there are some business rules that are used on this project. The first one is the property will be managed on one-to-one basis. That means each property will be managed by only one agent, although the property has multiple, all the property may have multiple inquiries. The other one is one property can be only sold once, yes. And third is property agents should be able to manage more than one property. So there are various entities and attributes defined in this database design. There are 4 entities, like they are property, client, agent and sales transaction. They have their own attributes, such as property has property ID, property location, agent ID, and the client has client ID, client name, email, such as agent has agent ID, agent name, email and contact, whereas sales transaction has transaction ID, property ID, client ID and sales data. So, and also we can see the data types, which is some of them are integers, some of them are decimal, some of them are varchar, depending on if they are phone number, name or email. On the entity relational diagram, there are 3 different relationship identified. The first is one-to-many, which is between the agent and the property. That means that one agent can manage multiple properties, but one property is assigned to only one agent. One-to-one. There is a one-to-one relation between property and sales transaction. This means that one property can be only sold one and vice versa. The third relation is between client and sales transaction, which is one-to-many. So one client can make a multiple sales transaction on multiple properties, but one sales transaction is only related to one client. Here you can see this entity relational diagram. This is done from the draw.io. So you can see there is a one-to-many relation between agent and the property, one-to-one relation between property and sales transaction, and one-to-many relation between client and sales transaction. There are different primary keys and foreign keys depending on where they are. For example, property has property ID as primary key, but agent ID as foreign key because agent ID has been taken from the agent table. For the process of normalization, the normalization is used up to 3NF to maintain database integrity and to reduce redundancy. So that's why it's very important for data to be normalized so they are not mixed up and there are no any duplication happening. This is one of the screenshot of the tables created in MySQL. So DDL is used to create and modify structure in MySQL program. This has also been attached in the report. So yeah, there are 4 tables. We can see agent, client, property and sales transaction. Database security. So as we know that in this modern world, there are a lot of hackings and a lot of cyber attacks going on. So the database needs to be very secure because they are stored in the cloud. The first method is authentication method. So there should be 2-factor authentication applied so that only the required user will be able to access the database, as well as fingerprint could be introduced so that only the real user can access the database. The third is access control. Second is access control. So this is basically like role based. So in database, we can say that this person can only get access to this part of the database and vice versa. Encryption. There could be a lot of encryption also done in the cloud storage as well as the client information. The fourth is auditing and monitoring. Obviously, when the project is big and then after the uh, real estate database is live, they have to be monitored every quarter to see if there is any vulnerabilities or not. Backup and recovery. Obviously, there should be a backup maintained. So, if in case of any failure of the database, the backup could be used to get all the data. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you.